To learn to live the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. It's all free. So today I thought I'd do a little bit of a this and that video. This video is literally going to go all over the place. So today we're canning that pork I told you about yesterday. We bought 20 pounds of just pork for $1.49 a pound. And so Carolyn's in there right now cutting it up. And this is going to be a cold pack. It's not a big deal. You cut it up, you put the pork in there, you stick the pork in the canner with the lid, you cook it for 75 minutes. Don't quote me on that. Check your instructions. Always check your instructions. And then it's all cooked up, it's canned, and the whole thing's done. With the chicken, we do a hot pack because we got to get it off the bone. Today, I'm going to do a little experiment with my Tattler lids. The Tattler lids are reusable. It's got this reusable ring. They say you can reuse that ring for 10 times, and they're pretty cheap if you want to replace them. So it's just a plastic lid. You put the ring on the lid and then you put this on the jar. Now I did my research on this extensively because they're kind of expensive to get started, but I figured the initial expense would reduce the cost of the metal lids because the metal lids are not supposed to be reusable. Some people do, others don't. I don't. So when I did my research, I couldn't find anybody who said too much bad about them. So the comments and articles and YouTube videos I read said they have about the same failure rate as regular lids as long as you put the ring on correctly. And I'll show you how to do that later. I watched the YouTube video of the people who make the other brand. I think it's called Golden Harvest. Don't quote me on that. But what it is the son started a second company. The father made Tattlers back in the 70s, had a big stockpile, and then after this big rush last year of the pandemic, he started selling his stockpile, and I guess he got back into business. The Golden Harvest, or whatever they're called, are used the exact same way. They're basically the same lid, just got a different name on them. He actually canned meat with it. Well then, here recently, I've seen 2 videos of ladies saying they don't use Tattler lids for meat. They have a higher fail rate. And I went back and did all my research. Still, my research seems to be confirming that this was a good purchase. So anyway, the point is I have 3 jars that don't have lids today. I'm going to decide to use Tattler lids just to do some testing to see how they work out. I think the problem is they don't get the ring cleaned well, and there's an oil on it when you put the meat on it. If you use vinegar, when you wipe the rim off here, that vinegar takes the oil off, and so it has a better chance of sealing. That would be my guess. So once Carolyn gets that done, then we'll put them in the canner and we'll get started. We took all the sycamore and we brought it in the house for our firewood right here. Believe it or not, we got a tiny house, and this actually causes us no issues. We can put a nice stack. That's probably 2 or 3 weeks worth of wood there. And we're using the sycamore because sycamore doesn't have the BTU rating that oak does. So in the fall time, you're going to want to use a lower BTU because you won't get as hot. So we brought all the sycamore in. The reason we did that was because we have this oak here. Well, I say we brought it all in. I brought in everything I fit. I got a little pile there. But we got the oak here. This oak was sitting in some lady's driveway. She said for 2 or 3 years. In all appearances, looks dry. But when you actually test it with the moisture tester, it was like 30%. It was really not dry. But everything else, the bark falls off. I mean, look at it. That indicates it's dry. It's hollow when you click them together. It's kind of like 2x4s hitting each other. It's got moss growing on it. So, I mean, it just has all this appearance that it's a dry. But when you tested it, it wasn't. So we split it, and I set one to the side. Put it where it wasn't on the ground anymore. And then I split it again, and it was at 21%. So 1% higher than it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be at 20% moisture. And that was like after a day. So my guess is it was sitting on the ground and it was collecting moisture, even though the fibers were actually dry. So we brought it up here so it has a chance to dry. This should get us, I would think, pretty close through December with the sycamore getting us into November time frame. This might get us into December time frame. Then we wouldn't have to really hit our major stash, which could actually use probably another year's worth of drying. But we wouldn't have to hit that stash until next year. That'd be awesome. So tomorrow, the folks who gave us I don't know, 3 cords of firewood. They have another load for us, so we're gonna go over there tomorrow and pick up another load of firewood. Just about the time we got everything cleaned up here, we only got one little stack. Our firewood pile over there on the side there, you might see, that's all we got left to split. Everything else is split. So I guess it's a, you know, a good thing. Just keep going as much as you can. We don't want to get overwhelmed with it. I think the last load, it was kind of overwhelming. There was just so much, like, man, we're never going to get this done. But now it's starting to taper down. Now that's one on the big hill, and these logs are all the way down at the bottom. So I'm going to take the log splitter with me, and we're going to try to split them so they're not so heavy to carry up. I'd rather take more trips than have to carry something heavy all the way up that hill. It's just too dangerous. That hill was just dangerous. Everybody fell on it that was on it. And I asked Carolyn not to get on it. She stayed at the top, she stacked the truck. Getting back to the canning thing for a minute, somebody said, I think it's ridiculous that you're canning food. You just go to the store. Okay, I did a poll recently. I've been doing these polls on YouTube, and I'm getting about 500 people to participate each day. And what I found out was, in one of the polls I asked, self-sustaining lifestyle. And I said, I'm trying to obtain it. It's stupid. Pay your electric bill. And finally he says, I am doing it. So there was 3 choices. 11% of the participants said, it's stupid, pay your electric bill. So these are people who are watching my videos who think it's stupid to live off grid. Self-sustaining. Just pay your electric bill. In one case, one person commented, just go to the store and buy your food. I just find it surprising, first of all, that anybody would watch a YouTube channel and think it's stupid. Why would you do that daily? I mean, if you think about this, 800 people, if the 11% is accurate, which it seems to be pretty accurate, 800 people a day watch my videos every day who think it's stupid to live off grid. I don't understand that. It makes no sense to me. But here's the thing. We went to the store yesterday. We bought a bunch of pork, and we're going to can it today. And that's stupid. Just go to the store when you run out of food. Why are you doing that? Well, $1.49 is why I'm doing that. I can't buy a package of meat that big. It was a 10-pound package. We got 2 packages. I don't have a freezer big enough. And of course, the freezer runs on electric. But it was a really good deal, and I don't want to pass up the deal. If I go to the store every time I run out of food, you can pay up to $2 a pound for pork. So when you see a sale, you grab it. Well, of course, you got to store it. If you don't have a freezer, you got to can it. Freezing takes a lot of electricity, which takes a lot of money. See, this isn't stupid in my mind. Even if you're not wanting to be self-sustaining, I think people spend money frivolously and then wonder why they're always out of money. Why are you paying all this extra money when you can go to the store on like the day before the meat expires, come home, can it, and it's good for another year? Or you can go to Costco. I'm not a Costco fan. I used to go to Costco, but I realized the membership fees didn't really justify what we bought there. The thing is it's so far away for us, I don't even know if the trip would be worth it. I don't make a lot of money, but I'm really happy, and I'm really secure in the thought that if anything ever goes wrong, I've got the money to replace it. House burns down, I don't have insurance. Why am I paying an insurance company if nothing ever happens? Let's say I pay $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. 10 years, that's $12,000. The house was only $5,000. So why am I spending all this money on insurance just in case something happens? Or I can save my money, and if something happens, I spend the $5,000 to replace it. If nothing happens, then I save all that money. So people just throw their money away without really analyzing why they're doing it. They do it because they're told to do it. Okay, so Carolyn got everything cut up on the pork and got it all in the jars. And we got 7 pounds of scrap bones here. So that gave us 14 pounds or so. So this is what it will look like when it comes out. We've canned this in the past, and I know some people are gonna say, oh, that looks terrible, that looks gross, there's no way I'm gonna eat it. Well, then don't look at it. The 2 things that we make with it is pulled pork, put some barbecue sauce on it, or chicken and rice. If you got some broccoli, put some broccoli on it, some soy sauce. So what you see me doing now is I got that vinegar. I'm gonna wipe these rims off real good. Make sure there's nothing on it. You can probably see here maybe that there's a little bit of junk, and that will keep it from sealing. Okay, so now I'm going to put the lids on. First thing you do is you put the lids in a pan of water and you simmer them. Just a simmer, don't put it in a big rolling boil. First what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tattler lid. So remember, you got the ring, the lid. You're going to set it on there. Now, this is very important. This is the most important step to a tattler lid, is you do not put these on very tight. There's not any instructions on it, but if you get on YouTube, that Golden Harvest, I think is what they're called, actually shows how to do it. Lots of YouTube videos, but you put it on, and then you put your finger here, hold down, and you spin it. Loose it, make it loose, come around, spin it. That's as tight as it goes. Then you put it in the canner, process it for the 75 minutes, and then when you take it out, you set it down for 10 minutes on the ground. You don't do anything, and then you'll tighten it. Okay, so I got the jars inside the canner's on top of the stove, and then we'll pull the jars out. And then what I want to show you to see if those tattler lids sealed up or not. Okay, so I'm going to take the rings off these tattler lids, make sure they sealed. They're a little warmer than they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be room temperature. Right now, outside temperature is 72 degrees. These are about 80 degrees, so it's close. Okay, the way you do it is you just pick it up by the lid. If you can pick it up, then it's sealed. That one's sealed. Again, that one's sealed. And it's sealed. So 100% success rate. Woohoo! I hope I can inspire you to be smart when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.